ATV racing history was made in 2020 as 18-year-old GNCC racer Hurricane Hannah Hunter became the first to break Traci Pickens' amazing 12 championship winning streak in the women's pro class aboard her 2014 Honda TRX450R.
How's it taste? It's good.
Soft-spoken in the pits, ATV Racing's Triple H was handing out beatings on the racetrack, winning 12 out of 13 rounds throughout the season. She also captured 2 overall podiums in the morning race session, racing against many classes including the Pro 4x4 class, comprised of some of the fastest men in the sport. Hannah's TRX450R required a setup ideal for her championship speed, lightweight, and surprising ability to manhandle the machine. Her Honda sees 2 hours of virtually non-stop continuous abuse race after race throughout the season, so it's built to go fast and take a beating. Hannah and her family were kind enough to meet up with us at East Fork MX in New Vienna, Ohio, where the new Queen of GNCC gave us a glimpse into her young racing career, along with a deep dive into her 2020 championship-winning TRX450R, along with a sneak peek at the machine she'll defend her #1 plate with in 2021.
I started riding when I was 6 years old on a KFX 50 around the backyard, and I went to a couple locals. We raced there for a couple of years, and then we started racing GNCC. My rookie season was pretty good. We started off with a 3rd in class, and then we had some issues. We got that figured out and ended the season with a 1st and 2nd and a 4th overall. In the off season, I wrestled on my varsity team, and we trained with Jared McClure in New Jersey and the local D6 dogs at our sand pit. I chose a Honda TRX450 because my dad was really familiar working on them with Matt Smiley.
Hannah's father, Doug, was mechanic for pro GNCC racer Matt Smiley throughout the 90s and early 2000s, giving her program a real advantage. Taking a look at her race machine, Hannah's motor work was limited to headwork and an aftermarket exhaust to maximize durability.
I got a Stage 2 hot cams and a head built by Alaska Pro Heads. I wanted the most reliable clutch system, so I run a Hinson clutch kit. All my Honda components were from Matto Cycles, and Jared McClure built my motor.
Alaska Motorsports performs porting and valve work close to motocross specifications, with +1mm exhaust valves and PSI racing valve springs. The engine's compression is kept stock, utilizing a stock piston and crank. The result is a motor that produces more power across a much broader RPM range. It's similar to a motocross engine, but with a tamer power delivery to be less fatiguing.
For my race fuel, I run Power Mist P111. My carburetor is all stock and rejetted for my HMF Competition Series exhaust that is all red, special for me. From aggressive riding, I was burning my pants, so I decided to use a Fullworks heat shield, and I haven't burned a pair since.
Typically available exclusively in black, HMF powder-coated Hannah's Competition Series exhaust red because companies do special things for you when you're a top pro. The 112-octane Power Mist T111 race fuel Hannah uses contains a special top-end lubricant for improved cooling and durability. After our filming, IMS gas tanks was added to a race program for 2021.
I run a RJR chain guide, rental sprockets with stock gearing. For my drive chain, I run a K-Saver for protection and a Mika 520 O-ring chain for durability, and I haven't had any problems with it this year. I protect my chain and sprockets with a sprocket guard from Texera.
To prepare her Honda for the rigors of racing, Hannah's race quad begins its life with a teardown to the frame.
My frame has a complete gusset kit from Texera and rub rails for extra boot protection from RJR.
Texera gusset kit is very comprehensive, adding strength throughout the frame. RJR's rub rails are a great addition for anyone concerned about the long-term effects of boot wear.
Out back, I run an aftermarket XC axle. I run a stock swing arm with a +1 steering stem from Texera.
Although a slightly expensive upgrade, Texera hard chromed the top of Hannah's 4130 chromoly steering stem to help reduce wear from the steering bushings. It should also help reduce friction in the steering compared to a stem with a powder coat finish.
I protect the underside of my machine with a Texera chassis skid plate, linkage guard, and a Checo Racing spring arm skid plate.
With the underside of her frame and linkage protected by Texera skid plates, the Checo Racing swing arm skid plate and Texera sprocket guard maximize ground clearance where the machine needs it most.
My Texera bumper and RJR grab bar help me maneuver my bike easier. Up front, I run a set of Texera extra ground clearance air arms. For my suspension, I run Stage 5 Elkas tuned by Impact Solutions. Like all the other pros, I run a Precision Elite stabilizer.
The front end of the machine is set up with an 1/8 inch of camber and 6 to 7 degrees of caster, using Texera quick and precise caster adjustment system. Hannah is willing to battle bump feedback a bit more to keep her steering as light as possible, running her Precision Elite stabilizer in the zero damping setting on the center and sides. A Texera linkage allows for the use of a longer rear shock and improves ground clearance. It reduces ramp up throughout the stroke, allowing for the use of full travel when needed while reducing kickback on rebound. Impact Solutions tells us that they set up Hannah's Elka Stage 5 shocks to be extremely plush off the top to deal with roots and rocks, while offering enough bottoming resistance to deal with her level of speed. Overall setup is slightly stiffer than what Impact Solutions would typically use for a rider of her light weight. Hannah will continue to use tire balls for her run flat system next year, using Hyper wheels in 2021, running Maxxis tires in 2020. She'll be switching to Obor tires for 2021, the same tire manufacturer used by Pro 4x4 GNCC champion Landon Wolf. She'll be starting the season on a set of custom grooved Obor Advent tires.
For my braking components, I run Galfer brake lines with stock calipers and brake rotors. For my controls, I run a Mika Sierra high bend handlebars and Renthal grips. I'm kind of unique. I like to run a twist throttle, and I also have a quick adjustable clutch perch.
Hannah will be running a Motion Pro twist throttle in 2021. She uses the longest turn possible for maximum throttle control.
To protect my hands and keep clean, I run Power Mad handguards. To keep me in contact with my bike, I run a Quadtech low hump seat with RJR heel guards and foot pegs. To help you see me when I ride by, I run a Quadtech hood and a Spider Graphic complete kit.
The all black on red graphics kit from Spider Graphics give her 450R an almost tattooed-like appearance. It covers almost the entire upper side of the plastic, including the wheel plugs, and is certainly a work of art.
Next year, we're probably not going to change much. We had a stellar year. We just want to add a couple new sponsors and keep the program going.
Well, certainly not a budget build. Hannah Hunter's championship Honda TRX450R proves that training hard and the right setup is more important than having every aftermarket part available. With a proven fast and reliable machine, and the desire to win many more championships in the future, we certainly expect that Hannah Hunter will be tough to beat in 2021.
For my protective gear, I rely on Fly Racing except for 9.2 goggles. Now you have to excuse me, I'm off to Ironman.
Follow Hannah Hunter on social media to keep up with her racing career. Learn more about GNCC Racing and check the TV schedule at gnccricing.com.